So in the video today, we're going to be getting the user interface that we set up last time for sending out emails via SMTP. Assuming I can talk and assuming I can get my microphone over. All right, let's try that again. We're going to get the interface that we had set up before for sending emails via SMTP. And we're going to be updating that to use turbo streams to get better responsive from the server and just make it more of a single page application style setup. Before we get started with that, we're going to review kind of some of the changes I made off screen to with the note adding to kind of tie it in better. So let's dive into that. All right. So before, when we did a new note, we go into the people and we click the add note. This would pop down right underneath it. Kind of the note frame was kind of put around here. We'd fill it in, it would add the note, and everything would be good. So with the changes that we did off screen, when you do add note, it pops up down here at the bottom. Which is covered by my face. So let's hide my camera for a sec. So it pops down here in the bottom. I'll actually we're gonna probably running into this a lot, so I'll move me over to here. So that kind of pops into the bottom. So it's kind of like a modal adder section. Right now, when we go add email, this goes to a whole new page. So let's do a few tweaks here. So for starters, let's go and in the new email, we just get this form. So let's throw this into a div class equals max width, I don't know, XL, margin, MX auto. All right, so that's not big enough. Let's say 4XL. And that is not working. Why are you not working? Well, that's fine. We're not going to even really be using this anyways. So, so if we wanted to on this page, we do something like this: margin top, I don't know, 8. Beautiful. Okay, but we actually don't want to do that. We want to pop up kind of similar to the notes. So let's take a look at what's happening with the notes page. So if we go to show, we have the add note button here. And with that, if we go to the, notes new, we have our, this actually probably isn't even needed anymore, just because of some changes we did. But the big thing is sorry, let me step back here. Because we put this data stream true, we're going to be using a turbo stream response. This would be kind of like if you do ask for JSON from the endpoint. By default, Turbo is only going to be using turbo streams for non-GET requests. So because this is just a normal link, it would actually just go as GET and it would do its thing. But we actually want to do some special work there. So we actually want this to be treated as a turbo stream request. So because of that, we're able to do inside of the notes, we have the new, but we also have new.turbostream. So in here, we can do a turbostream.append into the modal container. And if we hop over to the layouts, we've got a modal container. So this is where we can inject stuff to stick stuff into the bottom of the screen. Okay, so if we look at the notes new.turbostream, we're going to So in here we are using a panel. This is using Flex, which I'm just playing with. But this is basically giving it that standardized Chrome. We put a new note title and then we render a form. So with this, we can basically do the exact same thing for the email new. So we can go in here, we can go new, we can go new.turbostream.erb. And so I actually lied to you. In the last video, I said that we weren't going to need to break out this partial, but we're gonna. So I'm going to go render form. And actually, let me take a look what all this has. So this has the record and the account. So the reason that I actually pass those in to make them a local variable is just that I can reuse this at different places without, I get an explicit error. It just makes it a lot more safe to use it. All right. So we'll change that to record, account, record. All right. So then in the new, so if we look at the new TurboStream here, we can basically copy the same thing over. So here we're going to append to the modal container. We're going to say new email, and we're going to render form. We're going to need to change those record at record, count at account. All right, and if we go to the show page for the people, we're going to want to put that same thing. So right now this is going to do a get request. This is now, sorry, it's going to do a get request, and it's going to be accepting HTML for the response. This is now going to do a get request, and it's going to accept TurboStream as a response. Actually, if I undo this and I bring up the terminal, so if I go and click on the add email, we can see in here that we are getting doing a get, and it's processing email controller new as HTML. If I go back and I now add in that TurboStream true, refresh the page. If I go new add email, it does pop up, so we know that that's working great. But if we go over and look, we're going to be doing a get, so that's the same. But we're processing by emails controller new as TurboStream. And that is where all the magic is coming from in that case. So with that small change, that's what's going to be letting us use the new.turbostream instead of the new.html for the emails. All right, so let's just make sure this still works. The subject is this. This is a turbo stream, and the body is yay turbo. All right, so when we click on it, let's see what's happening. So when we click, it is posting to emails as TurboStream. Then it is redirecting, and then it's getting the page. So that's good. That means that things still work, but we can do better. So let's do a few tweaks to that. All right, so if we look at the nodes for the create, in here, so that's actually, I have to do a few updates on this. So this is adding it to the activities list, and it is putting in that highlighter, and which will make that note pop up for a bit. Okay, so let's do a similar type of thing. So if we go to the emails and we do create.turbostream.erb, we also going to need to go to the emails controller, when we create, kind of like with notes, we have to respond to the different formats. So in the emails controller, so in here, you can do respond to format, format dot, let me get that record up here, format.html is going to be the redirect, and format.turbostream. Let me just check myself. Yeah. So by just doing format.turbostream, it's just going to render. All right, so you can save that, close that, and in here, so what do we want to do? So we want to do a few things. So when we do that create, the new TurboStream, we're appending that modal container. And with that, we're just sticking this in here. So we actually probably want to do something like turbo frame tag new email modal. All right, so what this does is this gives us now a turbo frame that we can target for different reasons. So now if we go to our turbo stream, in our turbo stream, we want to have a turbo stream.remove new email modal. So this, I believe, will do what we want to get rid of that after it's been submitted. So let's take it a try and see if that works. So refresh, make sure everything's cleared up, which I don't think should be an issue anyways. But if we go new email, so this is still going there. Test number 2. And let's see if it's been removed. And I should have done something to be able to watch the screen, but let's see. Post emails, that looked like it all went. And if I look at the network, you know what, let's do this. I'm just going to edit this. All right, activities test. If I go add email, it hasn't been changed. Test number 3, testing. And there it goes. And this was not changed. So that means it's working properly. So that's great. Okay. So we know that turbo frames are working properly. It's sending it. It does take a long time to go away. And that's because we are sending that email inline. So that email sending process should definitely be moved back into a background job. So that's something definitely that's on the to-do list to do. Because we don't want to have to wait that long. We also should be doing stuff to disable the box or stuff like that. So there's some quality of life improvements that we'd want to be doing with that. But what's beautiful is that just with those few changes, by making the add email use a turbo stream, using the turbo stream to kind of mark things and remove it, we can really work with kind of what we're doing there without doing a single page application without running a bunch of JavaScript that we have to support. Okay, so let's actually commit that as is, because I think that's good as a single thing. So we're going to do that. That's just a new is good. That is good. That is good. That is good. Skipping those two still. And that's good. Okay. So we'll say use turbo stream for email creation. Sure. Okay, so with that up and working well, the next thing that I want to add to this is to put some type of flash into there to be able to have those work well. So with that, I'm going to, I actually thought through this too much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add, all right, so when I created this, I also want to turbo stream.append to, let's say, the modal container. Actually, before I do this, let's build this out as just a test. So what I want to do is actually want to pop up a notification. So in here, I want to do something like, so in here, I'm going to put in a, so I'm going to render a, what did I call the other one? Views components panel. I'm going to do a views components. I don't know. Alert. New. And in here. Well, I'm going to say the title is email sent, and it'd be nice to do like an icon something, and style of I don't know, inform. So what I've usually used for icons is the Heroicons. So that's probably what we'll end up using there. But so we want to do something like this. But for the sake of testing, because I want to fiddle with this without sending 4,000 emails, I'm going to go in here to the show, and I'm going to do that and just render it here, which is now going to yell at me. Yep, especially since I don't get the path right. All right. Alert. Do I like the name alert? I think I like the name alert. So let's go into the views components alert.rb, and so let's hello complain about template. Yep. So I'm taking in the title, icon, and style. Initialize. All right. So now it's looking for a template. All right. And where do we have that set? Let's actually get you and bump you right up to the top. All right, so that's wired up and it's working. All right, let's help with the Tailwind UI and grab one of their alerts. Let's just do this one. All right. All right. This is one of the places where I'm not sure I like Flex for copy and pasting something like this in. Whereas the HTML would be nice, but let's just get it done. And here's where we would put in the hero console to say text icon. I think I actually might be doing that wrong. All right. I'll have to confirm that. No biggie. And then we just end everything. All right. I think that works. Let's see. That's our only... I forget how they set that up. I'll have to check. And do. All right. Successfully uploaded. That looks about right. All right. So that's putting it across the whole thing. I don't really want to be doing that. Okay. So I actually want this to be fixed position. All right, and it's going to be top 0, right 0, and I don't know, maybe something like that. Okay, so that kind of gets into place all right. So let's actually add some of the heroicons. So heroicon, and we're also going to want to be doing inline SVG. So yeah, it's just heroicons. All right, so in here we're going to do yarn add heroicons. Beautiful. And bundle add inline SVG. So what inline SVG does is it lets us put inline SVG, so it will not link to it, but actually will embed the it'll embed the SVG in line. So what we can do here, I believe, is go helpers dot inline SVG, and this will be so this would be, if we look at node modules and heroicons, so we'll say 24 solid. Let's see what we're looking for. So this is the what was the first one? This is a check mark. So that's circle check. All right, so we can do inline SVG. This would be heroicons 20 check circle dot SVG, I think is how it's set up. I always muddle around with this. Inline SVG rails. Is inline SVG tag maybe? Inline SVG tag. Let's change this back to text for a sec. And let's go to show, and let's just figure that out here by itself. Here, heroicon /20 / circle close. Dot SVG. Actually, scrolling down here, yeah, that should be. Let's see what this does. Oh, let's restart the server. When you bundle, you have to restart. Always forget. Okay, so this is blowing up nice and good, which is what happens when it can't find the thing. SVG not found. Okay. SVG 20 solid. Still not found. Doesn't need the extension. yeah, so it's going to need the whole thing. Heroicons slash 20 slash solid slash check circle dot svg. Do I have to do the node modules? I don't think I do. This might not be supported. Let me just do I might need to do a little bit of research to see what's going on here. But the idea behind this is I should be able to just stick this in. It should be loading it from that directory. That's how I have it usually set up. Let me well, I have to look into this, and I guess that's what we'll take a look at doing next time. I don't want to keep this video going too much longer. I'm trying to stick to a half-hour point. But, well, it's the idea here is we'll have this alert. It'll pop up. Well, actually, let's do this. So that alert is working. So that's good. We need to replace that icon. We need to replace that icon, but we do have that button. So we can click on it. It should close it. So fortunately, we do have the removable controller. So we can grab that, go to the alert. So this whole div, we can put onto here a data controller removable, and on the button in here we can do a data action removable remove, and boom, goes away. So that at least wires up the alert properly. Without, so we can actually remove that. The only thing I would probably be looking to do is having that alert be a something to be added to a modal, kind of like the modal section. So those alerts would just kind of cascade down, so they can be appended to as opposed to replacing it. But that's probably something for next time. All right. Well, I'm gonna cut it off there, but I'll hopefully be able to see why those aren't. Hopefully I don't have to do too much configuration. It might be because the asset pipelines changed quite a bit with Rails 7. So I have to just double check that that's not why things are going wrong. And if it is, I'm probably have to tackle it. If I'm just loading it weird, I'm actually going to check a few other of my projects because I basically ran the same setup a bunch of times. I also remember that every single time I set it up, I have to kind of refer to my previous one because it's a little bit something to set up. So I'll be taking a look at that, and then yeah. So for the next video, I don't really know what I'm going to tackle just yet. Really, we got the emails working pretty reasonably. There's still a lot of room for improvement. Yeah. Yeah, let's think about that.